What's up, everyone? I'm Matt with Ozark Overland Adventures, and I'm currently just hanging out inside my Conqueror UEV 490 trailer, testing the new EcoFlow Wave 2. It is quite warm and muggy outside, but it feels really nice in here. I mean, normally a trailer like this in the sun is going to turn into a sauna, but I can stay here all day. I can take a nap in here. It is very comfortable. Now, this is running off of its own power. It's got a battery pack on the bottom. I do have it plugged into solar. So in this setup, this could keep me nice and cool all day long. Or if it were wintertime, it could keep me warm, because not only is that a 5100 BTU air conditioner, it's also a 6100 BTU heater. It does both, like, really well on a battery. This thing's crazy. Now, let's take this into the garage and let me tell you all about it. Now let's dig into all the specs and all the details of just what this thing can do. It's pretty impressive. Now, at the time of this recording, today is Memorial Day, 2023. And here in the South, for a lot of people, that kind of marks the end of camping season, because it's starting to get hot, it's starting to get stupid humid, and most people pack their camping gear away, or if they're, off-roaders, overlanders, they head to, the mountains of Colorado, where it's still really, really nice out there. So camping in the South can be a challenge, and we do this year round. So when we're like going out to the Ozarks in late June, July, it becomes quite unbearable. And these are legit game changers if you want to camp year round, down here where it gets into the upper 90s and you get 90% humidity. These actually work. I'm just go ahead, we'll skip to the end. These actually work. It's a legit air conditioner. It's not a swamp cooler. You don't have to put ice in here to blow air across it. I mean, it's not any of that stuff. This is a legit air conditioner, and it's a legit heater. So potentially this can serve you both in the summertime, keeping you cool, and in the wintertime, keeping you warm at night when you're trying to sleep and it's, really, really cold. So it's legit. It's not cheap at all. I mean, as you could expect, it's not cheap. But we'll get to all that stuff. But I thought it was really cool when EcoFlow announced this. They had an original Wave 1. It had mixed reviews. The Wave 2 is a different animal. They have made it smaller, they've made it lighter, they've made it more powerful. I mean, they've done all the better things that they can. And I'm just really impressed with this thing. So what you have here is a portable air conditioner and heater with an optional 1100 watt hour battery. The battery, let me turn this off so I can disconnect it. As you can see, it's very quiet. Like, you could have this right outside your tent and it's going to be really nice. It's kind of like a white noise, but it's perfect. So what you have here is the Wave 2. You can buy this standalone if you have AC power. If you're maybe in a small RV, maybe at a place with power, you can just run this off AC and you don't have to worry about the battery power, but you can have an air conditioner. But it has this little connector here, and if you have other if you have EcoFlow's Delta line of power stations, this connector may look familiar to you because it's the same connector that you can daisy chain the Delta power stations together. So if you have a Delta, especially like a Delta Max, you can just use that to power this, or you can use that with this battery to charge the battery and run this. And with that disconnected, let's see which way this goes. Ha! Push that down, and then this slides right off. So you've got this, and then this is the battery. 1150-ish watt-hour battery pack. And this can be its own kind of little power station in and of itself. It's got ports here on the front for USB-C and USB, so you can use this to charge phones or electronics, that sort of thing at camp as well. But the real power of this thing is combining these two. So now you have a true portable air conditioner that makes camping in the summertime and even in the wintertime a total game changer. Now, EcoFlow claims that with this battery pack, you'll get about 8 hours of runtime in eco mode. Now, I've been putting this through the test the last couple weeks, just running it here in the garage, running it inside the house. And the best I've been able to get out of it is about 6 hours. Now you're saying, 6 hours, that's not going to last me through the night. That's not going to work. Well, I've used these, and I've used other brands of these in the past, and they work so well, you're not going to run this through the night. You're going to wake up at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning cold and turn this off. So you're not going to be using this through the night because you will get cold in a tent. Especially if you're using this in a rooftop tent, you're going to get real cold because this much cooling power for that small of a space, you're going to get real cold real fast. Trust me. All right, I'm testing the EcoFlow. It's kind of warm and muggy, so I just want to see how well on low. It is on low. How well it will cool off the iCamper. And I think it's going to be quite frozen in there. Oh yeah, I could feel it just from here. Hey babe, go get in the tent. Go get in the tent. Go get in the tent. You tell me if it's cold. Go get in the tent.
I'll get in the tent.
I don't like the cold. Oh, I feel it from here. Babe, like it's like.
Climb on in there.
It's like cold
Climb
from
in there.
here.
Climb in. Just get in the tent real quick. And then we can cuddle under the blankets and we won't be hot at all.
Babe,
It's at the bottom.
Bryce, there's a literal draft. Like it's like going into that. Oh my God! It's like going into that side of Sam's where they keep the produce. Oh my God!
It is. We can hang meat in there.
Baby, and that vent is still blowing.
I know it's still on.
No, it's
That's just
not.
on low. That's just on low.
Okay, well that's dumb right now. I'm cold.
All right, Bryce is gonna see how cold it is up there.
Oh my. Holy smokes.
And it's on low.
Oh my gosh. That is so cold.
But could you imagine that in like July? Camping and sleeping? It'd be amazing.
Yeah, if it's not too cold still in July, I believe it could be.
I think the real use case for this is like my Conqueror, which is exactly why I'm not getting rid of this. That's what this will be used for, is when we're out off grid in the Conqueror and it's getting warm. We want a place to cool down. We want to cool it down before we go to sleep at night, that sort of thing. That's what this is going to be perfect for. So let me dive into the specs real quick. 5,100 BTUs of cooling power, 6,100 BTUs of heating power, 1,100 plus watt hour battery, 6 to 8 hours runtime in eco mode, 4 to 5 hours in normal mode, more like 4 hours in max mode. So if you really need to cool something down, put this thing in max mode, you'll have 4 hours of runtime on it. So, I mean, in the heat of the day, that's not bad. Charging 820 watts of input on AC, which, I mean, you'll recharge this from dead in under 2 hours, which is fantastic. It can accept up to 400 watts of solar. It does have an XT60 connector right there, so you can plug a solar panel directly into this. It's got the charge controller and everything in here, and it'll handle up to 400 watts. I did test that earlier, It was cloudy. I had a 200-watt panel. You know, the conditions were not ideal. It was a little hazy. Using a 200-watt panel plugged into the XT60 port here was getting about 60 watts worth of input. So, you know, depending on the amount of sun, and if you have 400 watts of solar, you can recharge this fairly quickly or keep it running much longer, because you can run this while it's charging off solar. And if you have a 12-volt adapter going into XT60, you can charge that at about 94 watts. So if you drain this and you want to recharge it from your vehicle, just know it's going to take you about 10 hours of driving to top this off, maybe a little bit longer. So not ideal to charge, you know, a battery this size from the 12-volt socket in your vehicle. But it's doable. You know, if you're on the move and you drain this, you know, maybe you only use it for a few hours because you get cold, you can turn it off, and then you're on the move the next day, you can top it back off. So that's very realistic. But charging it from dead while you're driving, that's going to be a challenge. Now, power consumption on this, I plugged this in with AC into one of my 2,000 watt-hour power stations. I don't have the EcoFlow Delta series, so I couldn't test it going straight to DC. That's a lot more efficient. So if you've got an EcoFlow Delta, that's going to be the most efficient way to run this without this battery. In eco mode, this thing pulls about 175 watts. So, I mean, even if you've got, you know, like a 1,000 watt-hour power station plugged into AC on the power station, I mean, this'll run 5 hours-ish. That's not bad. If you have a 2,000 watt-hour power station, you're going to get 10 hours or so out of that, which is real impressive. On max, this thing pulls about 315 watts. So, you know, 2,000 watt-hour power station, you know, you'll get, what, 6 hours on max? Again, not bad. So there's multiple ways that you can configure this depending on the equipment you have and that sort of stuff. I just think it's brilliant. Another great thing about this is you can leave this outside your tent, pumping the air into your tent, and this is IPX4 rated, so it can survive getting rained on. Now, I wouldn't leave it out in like just a heavy downpour, because this isn't rated to be submerged at all. So, you know, a heavy downpour, probably put a cover on it or something, but if it's just like a light rain, it's okay. It can get, you know, it can survive a light rain. I just wouldn't leave it out there like a heavy, massive storm downpour kind of thing. Now, I went on the website and it says that this weighs 32 pounds, but that's without the battery. Include the battery, and this thing is really close to 50 pounds. 42.9 is what my scale said. So we're just gonna say 50 pounds for the whole package. That's not really light. And if you're trying to, you know, put this up maybe on the roof of your vehicle to pump air into your rooftop tent, that sort of thing, it's a hefty load to lift up there. So just know that it's about 50 pounds, and it's not. There's no like big main. You know, I don't think you could lift this up with this handle, but it's got two decent gripping points right here. So it's doable, but you need two hands to do so. Now, I've said this in my recent EcoFlow River 2 Pro and the Glacier fridge reviews. One of the best thing EcoFlow's got going for it is their app control. And the Wave 2 is no different. You can do so much with this thing in the app. And it makes, you know, setting this outside your tent and being able to check on it at all times, control it at all times, that's really handy. So some of the things you can do, you can, up here at the upper left, you can check on the state of charge. You can see 34% left in the battery. At the current output I've got here, it's using 280 watts. So that tells you that in the app. It's got about an hour and 22 minutes left on this. No input currently coming into this thing. You've got the air outlet temperature. So right now, the air coming out of the Wave 2 is 53, 54 degrees. That's real cold. Like, that's sit on the beach on the hot and just keep this, you know, blowing in your face kind of comfortable. So that's really nice. You can set a timer for it. You know, so if you want to go to bed at night and you want to automatically, you know, have it shut off after a couple hours after you go to sleep and get nice and cool in there, you can set a timer for 30 minutes, an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, etc., and have it automatically shut off. That's handy. You can adjust the temperature. So right now it's at 60 degrees, which is its lowest, and you can, you know, turn it up to 84 for heater mode. But if this is inside your tent or inside your small RV kind of thing, if it hits that target temperature, so let's say we're, you know, want the trailer to be, you know, 74 degrees inside. Once this reaches, you know, it detects that the temperature is 74 degrees, it'll cycle on and off. So that's handy. You can control the fan speed, high, medium, low. You can adjust the modes. So you've got manual, you've got max mode, you've got sleep mode, you've got eco mode. So you can adjust all that from the app. You can change from cooling to heating to just turn the fan on. If you just need some airflow, you can just turn the fan on. This thing will last a long time in the fan. You can go to the settings, and here you can give it a new name. You can set your screen time out here, change your temperature from Fahrenheit to Celsius. LCD display, there's a display right here. You can change that if that's the ambient temperature outside, which now this is saying 78 degrees, or you can make that say the air outlet temperature, which is currently 54 degrees. Drain mode. So, like I said, this is a legit air conditioner. So it is taking humidity out of the air and giving you nice, dry, cold air for in your space. Well, that condensation, that water's got to go somewhere. Well, unlike ones that I tested last year, this actually has water storage inside. So you can go into the drain mode, and as you can see, mine's currently set to drain free. So it's going to store the water vapor in there. They say this is ideal for conditions with less than 70% humidity. Now we're in Arkansas, and it's rarely under 70% humidity in the summertime here. So you can do the external circulation drainage, and basically what that's going to do, you take this little hose, or if you're outside, you don't have to have a hose. There's a drain hole right here in the back, and you're going to put the drain hose on that. And so even if this is inside your tent, you can take this and then run it outside your tent, and it will drain the water. It will actually pump the water out through the hose. So handy little feature there. So because the one that I reviewed last year, it had problems with water leaking into the tent if you didn't have it just right and you didn't have the drain hose just right. The water would get in your tent on your stuff, which this fixes that. So, but you can turn that on and off. Ambient lighting you can turn on and off. You can do firmware updates. Before recording this video, I actually checked, and there were 2 firmware updates for this. So that's handy that you can, you know, update. They can constantly improve this and, you know, fix issues with it, that sort of thing, fix bugs, and you can update the firmware with this. So absolutely love EcoFlow's apps. They are the best when it comes to apps. So yay for that. In the box with the Wave 2, you get quite a few things. You get these little, you get the drain hose. So we covered that. You get the AC power cord. That's the only cord you get. You don't get any type of solar adapters or the 12 volt DC for it. You get the AC adapter. You get a bunch of quick start guide, and if you order the battery, you get something for it. You get the warranty card, which you do only get a 12-month warranty. That's a bummer. That goes in the con category, is a 12-month warranty. Like EcoFlow's power stations have a 5-year warranty. This only has 12 months, so put that in the con category. And you get the battery quick start guide, and you get that's got stuff stuck to it. You get a really sticky bag that this stuff goes in, and then you get the other little disclaimer manual thing. So you get all that, and then you get all these little attachment thingies. So what this what these are for is, so let's say you have this sitting outside your tent and you want to pipe it inside your tent. Well, you take this one, make sure I'm doing this right, and you put that there. Then you take this hose and you put it there. And then these are very nice, pretty darn long, very bendy. And then you pipe this up into your tent. That's what this one's for. And then if you are running this inside, or heat, this is also, you know, for heat too, not just air conditioner. This is not cheap little dryer hose stuff. This is good stuff. There, and it makes a good noise too. If this is inside your tent or RV or whatever, you can take that off and just have the air flowing out of here. And then this is where the hot air comes out for, you know, changing hot air to cold air. So this is where your exhaust. And so this goes here. There we go. Nope, right there. So this goes here. And then that clips there. And then this tube attaches to this, same one tube for both. And then this you pipe out of your tent. And then this goes on the back. And this is the big one. This is your air inlet. So you want to have this right here somewhere, like this. There we go. I think that's it. There we go. And then, so if you're using this inside your tent, ideally you want both of these, you know, exiting your tent. So bringing in the fresh air, bringing it, exhausting the hot air. So that's how this setup goes. It also comes with a little kind of a window template, which has cutouts for both this. So like if you are running this inside, you want to exhaust it out a window, you can do that too. So that's how this is configured. So most of the time for me, I'm just going to have this, maybe this inside the Conqueror, maybe outside the Conqueror with the hose going out, you know, piping the air into the tent type of thing. So you got multiple options on how you can use this and can configure this for either your tent or your trailer or your van or whatever. Now, I know the biggest question is, how much does something like this cost? Because staying cool in the summer with battery power is not cheap. It's not. Right now, they just launched this, so they've got a special. The Wave 2 with the battery, $18.99. They also have some other combos with the Deltas and stuff, but you know, I think this is probably going to be the most common configuration with its own battery and running it like that. So $18.99. Now they were nice enough to give me a coupon code. Ozark 5 will save you an additional 5% off that price, and I didn't do the math. So, but that's not bad. This is more expensive than the competition with the battery, but the competition cannot heat like this can. It cannot. It's just not as well. It's not as well designed as this is. I mean, of the portable air conditioners that I have tested, this is by far the nicest. It's also the largest, but it is by far the nicest and well thought out, with like the app and the drain, and you know, the fact that it can do heat and cooling. So I mean, if you love the outdoors and don't want to have to travel a long way away to be cool in the summertime, and you want to, you know, camp where you are, and you want to enjoy all that in both the summer and the winter, I mean, this could be worth it to you. It's not cheap, and that also is in the con category, because it's not cheap. It's just not. but it's very well designed. So it definitely has its niche for its use case and who this could be for. So especially if you're like living full time, in a van, an RV, or mobile full time, this could be a game changer. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing, because in 2.5 years we're hitting the road full time, living out of a Conqueror, and just going to explore and living life on the road. And you can bet this one, or in 2 years if they have an updated one, this is going with us, because this is going to be a big deal to us when we're out, living full time off the grid. And this is going to be a game changer, and this is going to go. So this is going to be awesome. Well, I think that about covers it. Now, obviously, it's summertime here. Like I said, it's Memorial Day today, so I have not fully tested this as a heater. Come back in the wintertime or closer to wintertime, maybe like November, December, and I'm going to put this to the test as a heater, and I'll let you know. But I did turn it on heater, and it does blow hot air. So, I mean, that's what it's supposed to do. And you get about the same amount of runtime with heater air. So there you go. But it does work as a heater too. If you have any questions, please post them in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. Help us hit that goal of 100,000 subscribers by the end of this year. And if you like what we're doing and you want to support the channel and gain access to special content, special events, all of our GPS data from our trips, check out the Patreon link in the description. And for Ozark Overland Adventures merchandise, go to shopoverlandapparel.com. Thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful. See you next time. Bye.